Hello folks, Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Punch-CounterPunch from Transformers The Prime Wars Trilogy. I picked this figure up over on Amazon.com, and he just arrived in my mailbox. The box was a little bit smushed. Thanks, USPS. The figure comes with a Prime, but we don't care! And it also comes with this charcoalish black Prime armor that, well, you fold it down, and it can plug into the hole in his heart. Or chest. Okay, he's not Iron Man, so let's fold that up and continue on with the video review. Punch in robot mode looks fan-freaking-tastic. For those of you that don't know, Punch-CounterPunch is a Autobot that transforms into a Decepticon mode and a very cool car. His original car was that of a 1980s supercar, or sports car, and, well, we'll get into the car mode here in a little bit. Now, there is a little bit of controversy about this figure, as it comes not unassembled, it comes poorly assembled. Specifically, the shoulders. We'll get into that in a little bit. Poseability-wise, the figure is poseable, the same exact poseability in both modes. Ball joint in the head that does allow for a swivel. Ball joint and hinge in the arm, so you've got plenty of articulation there. Whee! Upper arm swivel. 90-degree bend at the elbow. No fist articulation, but there is something to be said about it because the transformation has a little bit of a gimmick. Torso swivel. He can kick a Decepticon that hard? Yes, the knees bend ever so generously. And there are no feet to talk about with articulation-wise. In all modes, he comes with this classic yellow gun. The original figure, if memory serves, had two guns, a yellow gun and a black gun. Punch is capable of some decent poseability, however the lack of feet and really any ankle articulation does mean it's limited. And I did forget, thigh swivels. Though the thigh swivels are incredibly tight. Very tight. The overall look of the figure is good, I quite like it, and it's just solid. It's a really nice little figure. I like it a lot. The head sculpt is also fantastic. It reminds me of Optimus Prime if he were younger, sprier, and yellower. Punch's transformation into Counterpunch is very easy. First, take the figure and turn it around so that you're pointing, the back is pointing towards you. And hey, look, there's a Decepticon symbol, which can open up and, oh, hey, look, there's another Prime armor port. So, for the transformation, first, take the shoulder bits and fold them up, turn them 180 degrees pointing out, and then fold them back down. And hey, you've created new shoulders. For the hands, which through the most of this review, I've had one of the hands already transformed, and I didn't even notice. Simply flip them around 180 degrees to flip out the Decepticon hands. And then finally, the head reveal, which is exactly the same on this figure as it was on the Generation 1. And in the official artwork, this is not transformed, so all you do is push the crown down on the other side, covering his Autobot eyes. That's it. That's his transformation. The face we end up with is evil looking, but the overall figure is very cool. The dark blue, the black, purple, red wheels. A very, very cool looking Decepticon. Poseability is exactly the same. Elbows can bend 90 degrees in the opposite directions. Ball joint in the head, torso articulation, swivels, ball joints, same knee articulation. Same issues in this robot mode that are in the others, save for the shoulders. Now in Punch's robot mode, the wheels and front arches, or front quarter panels of the vehicle mode, are hidden away behind the shoulders, so if they flop about, it's not that big a deal. Here on Counterpunch, it is a big deal because they move about and flip around and just, they don't peg in very well, and I would have loved to have seen them peg in a little bit better, and oh look, I'm an idiot. They do peg in very well, you just have to push them down harder than the instruction manuals show you. Which the instructions are actually not that bad. They're perfectly legible, perfectly readable. The shades of gray, though, are really annoying, though I'm appreciative of the fact that they're using blue instead of that weird red that Power of the Primes was using. So they're is that. Counterpunch has the same posability pros and cons that Punch has. You can pose the gun. I would have liked a black gun or maybe a little transforming gun would have been cool, but nothing a little bit of third-party magic or just going on shapeways won't fix. Posability-wise, exactly the same. A little bit different because the balance of weight is off the back of the shoulders and onto directly on top of the shoulders. So you can pull off slightly different poses. And just for giggles, you could do kind of a pseudo transformation into counterpunch with either side. So you can just have some fun there. Transformation for the figure is very easy. Come to the back of the figure or the front of counterpunch, open up the chest, and flip out the middle hood of the car, and then fold it up. That'll just cover the robot head. Take the shoulders and return them to almost the same position that they had in Punch's form, except they're just pointing straight up. Push the shoulders up into place, and this is where the misassembly was. The shoulder bit should have this flat part pointing up. So this little piece right at the tip of my fingers, or I should say right at the tip of the barrel here, is supposed to be this flat piece pointing up. Before I did the fix, it was actually sticking out under the armpit. You see how the armpit is curved as opposed to being flat? In order to fix the shoulders and to pull them off, all you do is grab the bottom of the torso, specifically right where it tapers off, get a firm grip, and then take either a very small screwdriver or your finger, just push it underneath the head of the robot mode, and pop this entire top section off. You're not actually going to damage it because this whole section down here is pretty sturdy and in place and well in place. You want to pop the ball joints of the shoulders off and then just wiggle and slide the pin off like that. Pull it out, turn it around, and then slide it back in and snap it closed. And that's it for fixing it. Okay, continuing with the transformation, fold that up, fold the backpack part up, then take the shoulders, flip them up, and snap them into place underneath the hood of the vehicle. Peg the arms into the sections just underneath the armpits, then come down to the legs, and come down and open up the legs at the shins where Punch is, flip out the doors, and then flip out the front windscreen, and they will peg into place like that. Combine the legs at the knees, and then fold the entire bottom section up, and then close it up over the entire body of Counterpunch. And this actually requires a little bit of force, and once you've got those shoulders fixed, everything pegs in so much better. Finally, to store the gun, you can either put the gun on top, like that, which looks silly, or you can use the little peg there, or peg hole in the handle, and peg it into the bottom of the vehicle mode. And voila, we end up with this supremely excellent vehicle mode. I have no idea what this vehicle mode is based off of. It kind of makes me think of an Alfa Romeo, but I've never seen an Alfa Romeo with that front grille before. The overall aesthetic of the vehicle mode is good, even though the yellow is poking through, but I'm fine with that. It's a wonderful supercar mode. It's just really, really nice. Would have liked to have seen a little bit of paint here at the, well, air exhaust or intakes, and maybe just a little paint here and there, but otherwise, it's really nice. What you can do, though, is using the peg hole up top, you can peg in the prime armor like that to be a weapon, or thrusters sticking out the back. So stupid! Punch-CounterPunch is just G1 love straight up. If you weren't a fan of G1 or you weren't around for Generation 1, you might not get what the big deal about this figure was. It was a very, very cool idea back in the day. And it's still a cool idea now, and I think they've executed wonderfully here. Yes, there are a few minor little problems that are more just due to the way the transformation works, and that whole assembly thing being wrong, though easily fixed, is annoying. but I can look past most of the little issues. I think we have a great figure here. It's a lot of fun, and it's something unique. And quite frankly, we just don't have enough of that. Uniqueness is definitely not something that we've had much of here in the Transformers in the last couple of years. It's kind of been a G1 fest for a little while, and Siege, or the upcoming Siege, isn't going to be any different. And Cyberverse is, yeah, Cyberverse. Yeah, anyway, I picked this up over at Amazon.com. It's actually going to be available at a couple of other online retailers, I believe, as well. So check those out if you haven't been able to get a hold of it. They might have a stock coming in shortly. Thank you so much for watching this video review. As always, I'm Baltmatrix, asking you to hit that like and subscribe button, hammer on the bell so you know when a new video is up, and as I always say, I'm Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.